I'm Donna Blanchard, and this is your ThinkTech Daily News for Friday, May 29th, 2015. Muhammadu Buhari has been sworn in and is Nigeria's new president. This is the first time Nigeria has seen a peaceful transfer of power between civilians of different parties, and indeed it was peaceful. Outgoing President Goodluck Jonathan and President Buhari shared the limelight through the proceedings today. Goodluck Jonathan has been widely criticized as president in the face of oil shortages, massive corruption, and terrorist activities of the Boko Haram, the other Islamic State. President Buhari is a military leader known to rule with an iron hand. Many anticipate changes that may come with this strong leader who now embraces democracy. Let us not forget that 30 years ago, he was a military dictator who jailed journalists, inflicted physical humiliation on civil servants, and expelled thousands of immigrants. Mr. Buhari was overthrown in a coup in 1985 after a year and a half in office. Today, President Buhari doesn't make apologies for his actions 30 years ago, but he does say that he's changed with the times and is now a thoroughgoing Democrat who has submitted himself to the democratic process 4 times, losing 3 presidential votes before winning this one. On a side note, we have no official word yet, but there are unofficial hints floating that the U.S. is going to support Nigeria in their fight against Boko Haram. After a week of scandal for FIFA, including indictments from the U.S. and ongoing investigations by the U.S. and Switzerland, the presidency of FIFA held by Sepp Blatter was in question. After another election today, Mr. Blatter has emerged as president once again. He held that office since 1998. Although he's not been directly accused of any of the unlawful activities of the organization, such as money laundering and bribery, he has been at the helm of this organization with billions of dollars in revenue and millions in scandal. Mr. Blatter congratulated his challenger, Prince Ali Al Hussein of Jordan, and said, "For the next 4 years, I will be in command of this boat called FIFA, and we will bring it back on shore." The United States has now officially removed Cuba from the list of state sponsors of terrorism. Secretary of State John Kerry rescinded Cuba's designation as a terrorism sponsor at the end of a 45-day congressional notification period, which began on April 14th. Jeff Rathke, the State Department spokesman, said in a statement that this move reflects our assessment that Cuba meets the statutory criteria for rescission. While the United States has significant concerns and disagreements with a wide range of Cuba's policies and actions, these fall outside the criteria relevant to the rescission of a state sponsor of terrorism designation. Officials from Cuba and the U.S. have failed to reach an accord on reestablishing diplomatic relations, but both sides have expressed a continued commitment to do so. Same-sex marriage has won the referendum to become legal in Ireland, and the Vatican has announced that they are, quote, very saddened by this result. Cardinal Pietro Parolin, the Vatican Secretary of State, said, "I don't think we can speak only about a defeat for Christian principles, but a defeat for humanity." Cardinal Parolin's comments are the first by a high-level Vatican official signaling that the Church has not changed its view of homosexuality, though Pope Francis has seemed more open and compassionate on the subject. In 2013, he said, "If someone is gay and he searches for the Lord and has goodwill, who am I to judge?" In a recent meeting in Rome, Catholic bishops said it was necessary to welcome gays into the Church, though they continue to rule out same-sex marriage. I would like to talk about the deaths because of the heat in India, but I'm going to hold off on that until Monday. A lot more information has been surfacing about precautions that could have taken to avoid that. So we'll talk about that on Monday. Happy Aloha Friday, everyone. Ahui ho, ThinkTech, Donna Blanchard.